How much should I be investing? You know that investing is important for your future, but when it comes to how much to invest, the answers can feel confusing. Is it 5, 10%, 20%, whatever's left after bills? Well, let's take a moment to cut through the noise and figure out what actually makes sense for you. I'm Anna, a financial educator from Mentora Money, and today I'm going to show you 2 simple but powerful ways to figure out your number. One based on your future goals and one based on your current reality. Let's get into it. Here are 2 paths you can take to figure out how much to invest. Path 1, start with your goal and work backwards. Path 2, start with your current budget and see what is realistic. Let's walk through both, but first make sure you ask yourself 2 things. 1, have I paid off any high interest debt? And also, do I have an emergency fund of at least 3 to 6 months of expenses? These are a must before investing and they set the foundation of your finances. Okay, path 1. First, let's talk about investing with a goal in mind. Maybe you want to build a nest egg for retirement, or you want to save a lump sum in the next 15 years. Whatever it is, start by defining your goal. Once you know what you're aiming for, you can work backwards by using a calculator like this one. This is the Invest Engine Regular Investing Calculator, and you can use it to figure out how much you would need to invest each month to reach your goal. Say, for example, your target is 100k in 15 years. What I'd do is I'd head to the calculator here and put in 15 years as my investment period. Then I'd enter my return figure. I'm going to use an average return of 8%, which is less than the average returns of the S&P 500. But please do remember that past performance is not indicative of future returns. Okay, then I can change the amount invested per month to see what I'd need to contribute roughly to reach this target. Again, this is for illustrative and educational purposes only. These returns are not guaranteed. Starting with £150 per month, I can see that this is halfway there. So I'd need to invest roughly £300 per month. This approach gives you a clear monthly target to aim for. And you might find that it's more than you thought, or perhaps it's actually more achievable than you expected. And even if you cannot hit that exact number right now, knowing your target helps you make better decisions along the way. Right, path 2. The second path starts with where you are right now. Look at your budget and ask, based on my numbers, what can I set aside each month to invest? It may be that finding a percentage is the easiest way for you to calculate how much to invest. 10% is a great starting point. Again, using the regular investing calculator can help you see what investing 10% of your income could achieve for you. Again, in this scenario, you'd need to think about how long you plan to invest for. So let's say it was 30 years this time. Then you can change your contributions to see what effect investing and compounding could have on your money. And then you could maybe try other percentages as well to see the difference. But you might be thinking, how do I know I can afford to do that? 10% feels like a stretch, let alone 20. So let's see how you can crunch the numbers to max your margin to find as much as you can to invest without it feeling like too much of a stretch. You'll need to know these 4 things to make that decision. Firstly, what is your take-home pay each month after deductions? And if your income varies, you might want to try taking a 3 to 6 month average. What is the total of your fixed expenses? Where is the rest of your money going? You can find this out by looking back at your bank statements and putting your spending into, let's say, 8 to 10 categories. Are there any surprises there? And finally, is there anything left? What's left after that? Don't worry if the answer is no at this point, because now you know these numbers, you can find ways to reduce your expenses where possible. And I know this is tricky at the moment. And then you can plan your spending to maximize the amount you could put aside for saving and investing. It does not have to be a huge amount, but remember, the more you invest early, the more time your money has to grow. Compounding is all about time. Even small regular amounts can grow into something big if you give them time. Having said that, of course, you don't want to put aside too much and then give up after a few months because the amount was unrealistic. Whether you start with a goal in mind or start with your budget, remember you can always change the amount you're investing as your lifestyle changes. It isn't set in stone. So perhaps you could get going and then decide to increase the percentage every time you get a pay rise, for example. Or maybe you're new to investing and you do want to start small now, because then you can increase the amount as your confidence grows. All of these are valid routes. The key is to base your decision in your numbers, get started, stay consistent and grow as you go. There is no perfect number, just the number that works for you right now. And I'm going to say it again, remember, the earlier you start, the longer your money has to grow. So even if it feels small, it's still powerful.